Happy Tuesday! Today we're going to talk about how to pay yourself first as an actor. Hey there, it's Asia Ray Coleman back with another episode of Guru Tips for Actors. Last week we talked about how to foster a loving relationship with your money as an actor, and that was a really popular episode. It was more popular than I thought it would be. So today we're going to take it one step further, and I recommend that you check out that episode if you haven't. I outline 5 steps to really build a good relationship with money as an actor. And this week we're going to talk about how to pay yourself first. So I've been reading a book by Tony Robbins called Money, Master the Game. And in it, he outlines 7 what he calls simple steps to create financial freedom for yourself. And he defines financial freedom as the ability to have income that is consistent and you don't have to do anything to generate, and that outlives you so that you don't die broke, which we kind of talked about last week. In the book, Tony Robbins shares interviews and stories from some of the most financially successful people in the world. And he shares these tips, which really only the wealthy usually have a chance to hear. So I'm going to share that first tip with you. But first I want to talk about why it's important for actors, right? Can you imagine having a life where you can pursue any creative project you want without having to worry about paying the bills? It's pretty freeing. And it really allows you to express yourself creatively without having the nagging financial stress and being worried about being able to retire and all kinds of things like that. So I definitely recommend that you check out the book if you haven't already. So what's the first step? It's actually a decision. Tony Robbins recommends that you make the decision to become an investor and not just a consumer. He actually recommends that you allocate a specific amount of your income to go into what he calls your financial freedom fund every month. And Robbins recommends 10%. If that seems like a lot to you, start small and build. Now, what thought did you just have? Right? If you thought, oh my God, I'm barely paying my bills now, I do not have extra money to allocate to this fund, I recommend you run out and grab this book as soon as possible because he describes all the reasons that it's really important, even if you do feel like you're barely scraping by, and especially if you feel like you're barely scraping by. I recommend that you start really paying attention to where your money's going. You might be surprised and able to cut some small expenses that allow you to start creating your fund. For example, if you grab 1 coffee at Starbucks a week, consider making that coffee at home and dedicating $5 a week, just $20 a month to your financial freedom fund, and then building from there. It's really important for us to take care of our future selves, even though it seems like it's far away sometimes. And Tony Robbins even talks about techniques that you can use if you're later in life and just getting started saving. So I recommend you check it out, and I hope that helps. If you do want to buy the book, I'm going to include the link to buy it on Amazon in the blog description, so definitely check it out. Now, I hope this helps. If you love this content, be sure to recommend it to your friends and subscribe so you don't miss next week's episode of Guru Tips for Actors. I'll see you then.